Hi all, it's PJ and welcome to the preview for the June Embroidery Club. This month we're going to make fabric boxes. There are 5 sizes, so this is 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3. So depending on what hoop sizes you have will determine which sizes. So this is for 5 by 7 hoop, and then this is up to like the 10 by 16. So just depending, the majority of you will be able to do at least the 6, 5, 4, and 3. Depending on your hoops, you may or may not be able to do this biggest one. They nest together very nicely, just like that. This top-down camera is perfect for this because you can really see how they're nesting in there. And then you have some options. I have done them, and the designs are set up to add Velcro to the fronts, and then there's separate files for the labels. The labels come in 2 different sizes. These guys, the 3 and the 4 have the small size labels, and then the 5, 6, and 7s have the larger labels. So they both have a rectangle and an oval in both sizes, so there's really 4 different labels, I guess. And then the design for the box is all set up to have the Velcro added in here, and you could leave that off if you want. You could easily do direct embroidery in here as well. I just thought it was fun with the labels. The labels also are set up, maybe it's easier if I do this way. I'm not sure how you can see this, but there's a little piece of clear vinyl here, so you can slip your little label inside of there. You could also easily leave this off and just do direct embroidery on the label and then swap the labels out as you need it. So this one on this little label, I'm not sure that you can see this on the camera. I used some fun little vinyl that was left over from another project that has glitter in it. The boxes are all done in the hoop. In 1 hooping, the labels are done all in the hoop in 2 hoopings. And it's really a surprisingly quick project. The stiffener that's inside, I'll list in the supplies. It's product that I've used before. I like the Basel Craft Tex. It works great for this project. Another couple, I'm using some fun supplies this time. This is a fabric folding pen that comes in really handy for this project. And then also, this is the Dritz mini iron, which is perfect for pressing these so that you can get inside here and press these. Some tips about fabric choices for this project. I'm going to start with this. For stripes, let's do it on this side because it'll be a little bit easier to see. For stripes, when you're looking at the front and the back, it doesn't really make that much difference whether you go horizontal or vertical. But what you need to keep in mind is on the side, you'll notice here, there's really no way to match up your stripes here. And depending on the size of the box, you're going to have more space here. So just keep that in mind. This, with the stripes going vertical, I think makes a fun little design. And once again, it's just going to be how it happens to fold in. So you may not get that exact design, and you have no choice about how that happens to match up. So just heads up on that. So if it really bothers you that stripes align or don't align, you may want to either run your stripes this way or choose something that isn't a stripe. So I just wanted to kind of make you aware of that. As far as the grain direction, it really doesn't matter which way it goes for the box. So that's a little bit about stripes. Then the next thing is fabric direction. This is a piece of this fabric that the little box is made out of. Here we go. So here's the box, here's the fabric. When this is on the bolt, this fabric is running in this direction. So when I cut this piece out, it was cut this way because this is the top. This is my top. So if you do happen to have something that is directional like this, you're going to have enough length of goods to get the length of your part. Normally when I cut these, I cut them this direction so that I have the entire width of the fabric to work with. But had I done it that way here, all my animals would have been on their side. The other thing is, this is a one-way design, which is fine on the front, but on the back side, your animals end up being upside down, or your flowers or whatever they happen to be would end up being upside down. And you can see here, because this is the front, this is the back. So again, it kind of depends. I personally would generally have this facing out, so I would be fine as long as I did my uprights this way. So just keep that in mind. So then the other thing to keep in mind is the scale of your print. And once this is from that same collection, and again, this is a one-way design. This is how it would run on the bolt. It would go this way, end to end. So to cut this, I would be cutting in this direction. This is a fairly large print, so this would be more suited to the larger boxes where you're actually going to have enough room for that to sit. And you could kind of fussy cut this to ensure that you get this more or less laid up in the center. So just keep that in mind as far as scale and direction of print. Couple of tips about this the Mighty Iron. This is sold separately, this little pad. This iron will sit upright like this, but the base of that is not overly large, and I do find it easier just to set it down on this little mat. So just know that. Again, this is sold separately. So another thing to note is when you're pressing this, again, this just slips right in here. So for this little 3-inch size, it works perfectly. And it does a great job to press that inside pleat. If you're not getting quite the perfect press on the outside because it's going through all of those layers, this is what I do. A lot of times I will just hold my hand in here and then press from here. And I've never burnt myself. There's quite a few layers, and the stiffener's in there as well, which is also pretty thick. That also gives you a good way to press these guys. So just a couple little tips. That's the project for this month. Nesting fabric boxes with removable labels. Let's get started.